Good. Hope you
do. Hello.
Hey, just tell me what you have for breakfast. Toast and bacon. Spatchcocked quail. Should have said that. Spatchcocked quail.
Don't know why, but I really enjoyed you saying that. Alright, I better do this stuff. Get stuff in there. Alright, we're Jack from Coatsink. Hello, I'm here with Bryn from Coatsink. We're at Insomnia Gaming Festival. Thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome, man. Nice.
How you doing, my man? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. A bit tired from the weekend, but apart from that, existing on energy drinks, so.
What have you got here today? What are you showing everyone?
We're showing Esper and Esper 2 in the collection on Oculus Rift, and we're also showing Shoe.
And Shoe's like a 2.5D platformer, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So both these games are out right now, yeah?
They are, yeah. Shoe is currently available on Steam and PS4, and then Esper is available on the Oculus Store and Samsung.
So the games you're showing off today, I really like. Could you tell me a little bit more about Esper actually? Because I really like the concept of this, and I want to share it with everyone.
Yeah, so Esper is a puzzle game basically, very Portal inspired. So you are an agent for Esper in Esper 2, and in Esper 1 you actually are being given the telekinesis powers. You find them, and then you're under like government control to actually like prove that you're actually safe to society. So you have to go through a series of tests.
So obviously we're on the Oculus and the Gear VR. What does that bring to the game? Like, why? What am I getting out of it that I wouldn't get from just playing with a pad or a mouse or whatever?
So initially it was developed for the Gear. So Esper 1 come out, and the whole sort of idea with the Esper 1 with the Gear is that because you got telekinesis powers, and obviously you got the touch controller on the side, it was very, X-Men, and your kind of whole idea of sort of holding your head and doing everything from the side of your head. So that was kind of the idea, yeah. So you're kind of controlling everything with your mind, and that's where it was. And then obviously when Rift come along, we started developing for that. We obviously wanted to. It's the same experience. You just obviously got the slightly more in-depth experience of it being on a Rift as well.
So I want to talk about Gear VR a little bit actually, because we've talked a lot about on GameFace about the sort of iPod moment, or the golden eye moment when suddenly everyone needed an N64, and it was that thing where as soon as you turned the ring on the iPod, it was like that was it. It was a huge success overnight, and it's my feeling that obviously the cost is going to put a lot of people off, like getting into VR initially. There's going to be millions and millions of people over the next 3 or 4 years who are going to have decent VR capability, and they're not even going to know it. It'll be like $50, £40 or whatever. I'm just wondering if you've got any thoughts on that.
I think, as I said, the whole idea with the Gear and other sort of mobile VR games, I think is great because you said everyone has a phone, so it automatically means everyone's got capability for VR, and obviously with the rate of technology going, it's just going to grow and grow and grow, and it's a good starting point for VR. Obviously, people can then experience it, so it's kind of like that Wii moment as well, where everyone wanted to play the Wii, and we're hoping that will happen with with the VR. Like we've noticed, even at showing at conventions and things like that, a lot of parents are really curious about VR and they want to experience it. They're a little bit nervous because they're like, "Oh, this is scary" and things like that. But we try and encourage a lot of parents to try it, and then when they come out of it, they're kind of like their mind is blown.
My favourite thing at events like this is the reluctant parents, because you always get the kids coming along and having a go. It's like, "Oh, is Dad going to have a go?" And they're like, "Oh, no, games aren't for me." And then I'll talk them around, eventually get them on, and then the parents are on it for longer than the kids, and they're amazed by it. It's another good part of VR because it's quite intuitive. Like everyone's been looking around since they were born rather than, controlling controllers. So adults who don't necessarily play games find it quite intuitive.
Like, I think adults and the slightly older generations appreciate it more than children sort of 14 below, because they've grown up with it. Their brains have been, oh yeah, that's that, and they're kind of like, oh, this is cool. VR, what was exciting about that now? It's been out for 3 months. What are you talking about? The parents are still that kind of attitude of, what is this? Like for me, my love of VR came from Red Dwarf.
Better Than Life, wasn't it?
Better Than Life, that episode, and that is where I was like a kid. I was just like, oh my god, if this becomes reality, game over.
It's a hard one, you know. It's like trying to advertise HD TVs with a beautiful resolution. You know, you can't really show people what it's like until they've experienced it. That's my opinion on VR, though, because the real sort of selling point for me is the immersion, and you cannot experience the immersion until you've actually tried it yourself. So, you know, people have to actually get headsets on and try it out, really, to know kind of what VR's about and why people are so excited about it.
And it's working as well, isn't it? People are putting them on, and I go to a lot of these things, and usually at some point someone will turn around and just grab, a complete stranger will grab me and go, you've got to try this.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe what, like, you can, oh no, and then it's great every time I see it.
I think VR is here to stay, have it be on an entertainment platform or an educational platform. So regardless, I think VR's here. Like I said, like the HoloLens I can see it being a fantastic tool for education. So like imagine going to like Hever Castle or something, or a slightly abandoned castle, wearing your HoloLens. It will allow you to experience something a little bit more than sort of having to use your imagination, going, oh, this used to look like this. You'll physically see what it used to look like, and have it be that, you know, then there's like little AI characters walking along and trying to immerse people.
Why not have them walking around on Mars, you know, interacting with rocks and things like that in VR? Therapy be really good for training, you know, bomb disposal in VR, probably make quite a good game as well as training, you know. It's endless, I think, the possibilities. It's a new medium, and that's really exciting. It's coming up with fresh new ideas that, you know, maybe people haven't experienced before. I think that's what's really exciting for me.
I think the thing I love about VR is that when it first come out, everyone's on a level like playing field. So indies had the exact same level playing field as major companies, and where a lot of majors were going, how could I port this game into VR and earn lots of money, and, you know, rightfully they've got great IPs, you know, they should try it. Where indies, I thought, when they kind of had to be a little bit more experimental, because they kind of were like, well, what do we do? So they kind of more sat down and worked out how VR works and how they can make it work for their game. So I think there could be like a new kind of genre of games coming in. I couldn't tell you what. The sort of immersive sort of Second Life type thing will kick in, and there might be like something which happens from it, like a big community, dare I say it, like Matrix-esque, where you're in this massive world, everyone can interact with everyone.
I'm all over it, mate. Put a spike in my neck, send me away, I don't care.